Hello everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the podcast for the Deranged. Over here, we got my co-host, Drag. Why don't you introduce yourself to the people?
Well, my name is Drag, and I'm 18 years old, and I like to play video games. A little too much.
Like, how much are we talking? Like, how much do you like the video games itself?
Bro, what kind of question is that, man?
well,
Okay, bro.
okay.
We start,
Well,
nigga.
the episode title itself is like something related to video games. To start things off, there has been like a recent resurge in like horror games. One horror game I like to pick as an example is Content Warning. So, I personally haven't really had the time to play this myself, but from what I know, Drac, you played it. So, what's your experience playing it?
Well, I didn't fully play it. I did try it out, but it was really buggy, so we couldn't really actually get into the game and fully play it and experience it. We decided to just leave it until some bug patches come out and the game would become more playable. But as of right now, I haven't really gotten the chance to fully experience it.
Mm-hmm. The reason why I'm asking you this because from what I saw on like Twitter and everything, Little Company had an update, and like from what I played and like watched on like other platforms, shit's whack. I mean, not really bad. I'm not trying to say that, but it's like a whole lot of things. You got this baller, and the next thing you see is this one giant robot just throwing rockets at you, and just you hope you don't die to it. So, now that I mentioned these two, I mean, you kind of have experience in playing Content Warning and everything. So, in your opinion, what's the better game, Content Warning or just Lethal Company itself?
I would say 100% Lethal Company. It has, I think, more content. Like I said, when it comes to content warning, I forgot to mention this. I haven't really either watched it because I want to experience the game for myself. So I don't know what's really in the game and how big it is, or what like the amount of stuff that can be in the game. So I just prefer Lethal Company. I just love how the game operates. I love the concept. I love the monsters inside it, and I love the comedy that's in it.
I mean, sure. I mean, it has its own nicks and knacks when it comes to funny moments. Now, besides those games, I'd like to move over to the FPS genre. So, as you might probably already know, or you might have already played it, I like to put a comparison between these two games, which is Valorant and Counter-Strike. Now, the reason why I'm comparing these two is from your perspective and mine, I just want to see which one just sucks more, which do you hate.
Sucks more. Okay. Well, when it comes to those two games, pretty much everyone compares them to each other, and more often than not, people just say that Valorant is cringe compared to CS:GO, which I do kind of agree. I would say Valorant is just eye candy to most people. It's just eye candy. It's basically they just focus on the effects way too much. They focus on the cool,
The
funny
cool
effects
visuals.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the visuals. They just focus on the visuals way too much instead of focusing on the gameplay. But yet again, the gameplay is just the exact same as CS:GO. If they get rid of the cool visuals and effects, it's just CS:GO. I would say Valorant is just CS:GO, but they added like a whole lot of different effects. Oh yeah, don't they also have a skin where it turns your gun into a little
Into a dragon or something, it gives it a
yeah, a
cool kill
dragon.
effect.
Yeah, that is so stupid, man.
I mean, okay, I know Riot Games is pretty known for skins and everything, but
Okay,
you gotta admire the amount of time and effort the animators put into the conceptualizing and actually making the weapon skins.
Okay. I'll give you that. That is true. There are animators that actually put in the effort and animate and texture all the animations and stuff for skins and abilities and operators and okay, that's a fair point. But to me, I just really don't like the games that just focus on the cool visuals way too much. I like me some cool visuals. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a person that loves realism in video games. Some of my most favorite games out there are like Escape from Tarkov, for example. I love
Oh
that game
yeah.
because of how realistic it is, how detailed it is. I love that.
I actually saw a video from this one guy. I can't really remember his name, but basically the guy had like all sorts of loot, and all it takes is just one wrong shot to a like it doesn't even matter which part of the body, and you're guaranteed to die and just lose everything.
I wouldn't really say that. There's a lot of more detail that goes into it.
I mean, you kind of be right, but again, it like circles back to the point where you just lose everything you saved up.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Now,
a really nice detail about it is like one of my favorite details about the game is just the immersiveness of it. And if, for example, if you put a helmet on that has an actual visual blocker or something like that, if you get shot in the head, I forgot which hat it is, but there's a hat that has like a glass bulletproof bulletproof glass in front of you. If you get shot there, you can actually see a dent in the glass in front of you, and it will stay there
oh, like
because
until you take it off, right?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, damn. Well, okay, I kind of want to like circle back on the like topic of Valorant and Counter-Strike now. Okay, I kind of played both, and okay, they're kind of good in their own way, but the which one will actually sucks more, I can't like really like concretely decide which one would it be, but like I kind of have to go with Counter-Strike. Now, okay, hold on. I can kind of
Alright.
explain this. Basically, I had a better experience in queuing up in Valorant than in like Counter-Strike when I had to like play wingman or just competitive in general.
Okay.
So, I mean, sure, it might differ in, like in the near future or something, but that's my current opinion on this.
Are you
Now,
talking about the current the CS:GO 2 or the old CS:GO?
I mean, okay, this actually stems from CSGO, like back in the day, but didn't really play that much of CS2, so I can't really say too much, say anything about it at all, but I kind of could say it's stayed the same, maybe? I don't know.
Well, to me, I haven't really gotten the chance to play CS:GO 2 because I use an AMD graphics card, and if you launch the game, if you try to launch the game with an AMD graphics card driver, you will get VAC banned. You
Oh,
would get
damn.
VAC banned. I don't know if it's still a thing, but a couple of months ago, there was a whole thing about if you had an AMD graphics card driver, you're just gonna get flagged as a cheater, something like that, and you'll get a VAC ban on your account.
I can't
So
imagine
I
that.
did not bother. I was not gonna
Yeah.
risk. Yeah, absolutely not.
So,
But when it comes to my opinion on which game sucks more, I would say, what do you define as sucks? I don't understand what you mean with sucks.
like, if we combine, like, the community, the game itself, like, its mechanics and everything,
Just the whole thing,
Yeah, yeah.
together. Okay, Valorant, absolutely.
I mean, okay, I guess we have like differing opinions on this. So I like to move like from the FPS genre, and since you know both of these games are like known for raging and everything, right? So I like to talk about. I mean, the game itself recently popped up on my feed, and it's the game about climbing. Now
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it's kind of resemblant like from Getting Over It with Benefati. Like the game itself is actually pretty good. Not gonna lie, it's actually really similar to it. And I don't know, heard that you actually play the game, so like, what's your experience playing it?
I didn't really play a game about climbing, but I did kind of try to play Getting Over It with Benefati. I understand why people will like rage at it, but obviously it's YouTube, so over exaggerated emotion reactions for the views and funny, haha. When it comes to a game about climbing, when I first saw it, I genuinely thought that it was another game but made by Benefati because of the very similar art style and movement mechanics and idea and
I mean, I
concept.
kind of actually thought the same when I was like watching this one video by Markiplier, and even the guy himself like said that many people had a misconception about like the game being made by the same creator, which
Yeah,
actually isn't the case.
yeah, I was very surprised. I saw the video as well, and I was very, very surprised when I first heard it.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely thought that it was another game by Benefari, and I was curious. I was waiting for the funny like voice lines and people telling him to shut up again
Yeah.
over and over. Yeah, I was really waiting for that.
Okay, so we like covered the rage aspect of video games, right?
Mhm.
So, like, as we transition from like the rage aspect of the games, I'd like to personally ask you, what's the best horror game in your opinion?
Horror game.
Yeah.
I would say possibly Outlast.
What is that?
There's also another game that I enjoyed playing. Okay, I enjoyed as it was really scary, man. Really scary. It was called Madison. It's fully capital Mad with a lowercase I and then fully capital SON.
Yeah.
It's really fucking scary. It scared the fuck out of me, man.
I mean, I didn't have really the chance to play, but like the experience I had with horror games was just out of this world. Okay, so here's the like a little story time. When I was a kid, right? And it was my older brother and me and his like friend of his. So we like were playing games at his house, right? And the guy had the Amnesia game, like the first one in the franchise, I think. You know, since we were kids back then, like PewDiePie as a YouTuber was like a big thing. So of course we'll like gravitate to the games he was playing.
Yeah.
So picture this. All three of us are just standing nearby the computer, like he had Amnesia installed and everything, and we were playing it, right?
Yeah.
We were walking through this like one corridor, and you know, the ambient itself was like real scary. So at some point there was like a crash in the left like corner or hallway. I can't really remember what it was, but I have like a vivid memory of the fucking monster. I really don't know his name, even to this day. But all I remember, the guy, like the monster itself, just burst through the left part of the screen. And I kid you not, we ran out screaming out of that room. It's just a phenomenal experience as a kid. It will never leave my memory. And
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
and to that point, it was that scary to like, we were standing at the doorframe just looking at our computer from a distance. And because like that place where the monster was like arriving and he was like literally in front of us, the monster walked in a straight path. He didn't even notice us. He didn't even bat an eye. And like it was like all misty and everything. So
He's playing.
and he just left like nothing ever happened. Like he's minding his own business. Like he has some errands to do or something.
He had yeah.
Like if I ever get a chance to like replay the old Amnesia, I'll be sure to like stream it or just make a recording of it.
Yeah, you really should. It's gonna be funny.
I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll scream my lungs out like I did as a kid, but we'll see. So okay,
Getting back to the topic of when you asked me what's the best horror game?
yeah,
I would say, like I said, Outlast. It's because you mentioned PewDiePie, and not only PewDiePie, but pretty much every single big variety content creator played that game.
yeah,
It's such a gem. It's it's a really long horror game with a lot of lore to it. Okay, I wouldn't really say lore as if it's like D&D or something like that. No, but
yeah,
it has a story, and the story is very intriguing, and the graphics of it's still like really good even up to today's standards. I would say that's the best one because it's the most popular horror game. You tell someone you tell any random person, hey, name a horror game off the top of your head. They're probably gonna go for Outlast. Maybe other games, I don't know, but they're probably gonna go for Outlast because it's just that influential.
yeah. But like, I thought of actually putting that game into my like bucket list so I can play it in the future, but I might not reconsider it. But like, who knows? I might just play it at some point.
The amount of playthroughs that I watched throughout my life of that game,
Yeah.
I can literally just tell you how to beat the game without even looking.
Yeah. Like imagine, okay, but like off topic a little bit, imagine like a blindfold speedrun of Outlast.
Honestly, it's very doable. Imagine, like, it's very doable because of how many times I've seen it alone. I can like quickly just easily tell you how to at least beat the first chapter of the game.
Yeah. So okay, now that we covered the horror game aspect and the previous like genres, after like the horror you just experienced the game, normally you try to relax, like for a different video game, let's say. So
Mhm.
in your opinion, what game is like most likely to make you more relaxed after the horror experience? Would it be Terraria or Stardew Valley?
All right, man. I don't know how to tell you this, but like Terraria kind of has like bosses and all that, enemies,
And things
extraterrestrial
of that nature.
planet. Yeah, they have alien invasion, pirate invasion, goblin invasions. I don't know if that's very relaxing. Uh,
I mean,
so
it depends if you're
I would.
playing vanilla or just modded Terraria in general.
Yeah, even then, most people mod the game to add more cool boss fights, more new cool weapons, and other stuff.
The one
That's
mod I've
most people.
seen of like Terraria is this like, okay, this is like the end
Calamity.
game of the mod pack itself, right?
Hmm.
So you're literally fighting an Eldritch god at the end of the like mod pack. Like I'm not even making this up. The boss itself, like I don't even remember his name. All I remember is that it had like a black square over the entire body of that boss. Like it's some biblical creature or something. I don't know.
I don't think I know that. Are you talking about Calamity? The mod Calamity?
I think so. It's if wait, is it actually that one?
I have no idea. There's a lot of mods that add bosses like that, so I'm not really sure.
I might actually have to check later. But okay, so now that we covered that, I just think we can like close this first episode of the podcast because the main topic was like video games. So like, what are your closing thoughts about this whole topic itself?
Just video games. Listen, I like playing video games, but like I said, I play it way too much, and I do not recommend playing it
Like
uh,
excessively, right?
excessively. No, absolutely not. I regret it. Like I wasted a lot of time on this. Like I mean, yeah, like video games are literally made to entertain you, so you can waste time. I get it, but you have to limit yourself, guys. Yeah, whoever watches this, you gotta limit yourself, which is
Like
something that I'm starting to try and do myself. I start to try to limit myself to playing video games and try other
like
stuff.
at some point it can actually turn into like an addiction or something.
It's absolutely, it's such an easy, unnoticeable addiction. I mean, it's noticeable when you actually look for it, but for most people, it's easy to miss for just it's just a hobby, guys. But if you just keep like playing games every day for 8 9 hours a day, that is not good, man. I don't know
Like
what to
it
tell you,
can
but
either be a grind or just like you're rotting in your chair just playing
like
these
the
games.
only time where I'd say it's like fine or like acceptable or makes sense or you have an excuse for it is if you're either hospitalized in your bed, like you can't get out of your bed because of an injury or something or a disease or something like that, or you're playing the game like actually professionally, making money off the game, you're trying to make a career out of playing the game and you're practicing to get better, that I will understand. But if you're playing the game to just play the game, if you play it for that long, that is not good. That is not good.
So
You
we can
need to
kind
limit
of
yourself.
like circle this entire topic, and the actual message of the day would be kind of just try not to get an addiction from video games because that can kind of suck.
Yeah, and it will go unnoticed until you just fuck up your entire. It will only. It will not only fuck up your mentality, but also your body. Like your physical health will be so damaged if if you just keep playing video games 7 to 8 hours a day, or even more. I'm saying seven as if like, oh, that is when it like starts
Yeah,
becoming bad. No, like even playing for over 4 hours, that is still very much not good. You need to limit yourself. You need to limit yourself. Give
yeah.
yourself like other hobbies to do. If you
You
want to play the game, play it. I'm not telling you to just straight up quit video games, but just limit yourself.
So, after all things we've said, like from my personal perspective, and just like a closing line to this podcast episode, just don't play TF2 too much. That's all I can say.
TF2, bro. We haven't mentioned TF2 the entire podcast, and you just haven't.
That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Like,
All right, man. Listen,
save yourself from the game.
bro. You think 2,000 hours is a lot on that game?
Listen, I am fully aware some people have a lot more than that, but just like
brother. I have 6.2 thousand hours on that game.
Oof.
Yeah, not very proud of that one. But honestly, my hour count has been rising up slower. If that makes sense. Oh wait, no, I only have 5,900. Never mind.
Like that's any better. Holy shit.
It's still a lot, but hey, 200 hours less, man. I'll take it.
And that's pretty much it.